is springtime. At least I thought it was springtime here in Georgia, and then today all of a sudden it got really cold again. But it is, you know, March, so it's spring. And in that, let's talk about some fun centers activities for the spring specifically. So these are all gonna be fun centers activities that are like spring themed. If you're looking for more centers activities after you're, you know, done watching this video, definitely click the link in the description to get the free centers ideas list. It's 12 pages of music centers ideas that go through all different things that you can use, and they're really, really fun. It has 12 pages of different centers activities that you can do with your kiddos. Most of them are little to no prep, and lots of them have like videos and blog post links so that you can check those out, and some extra freebies linked in them as well. So definitely go and grab that. It's down in the description, and it's free, so definitely go and grab that. Now let's talk about some spring centers. Number one is flower composition. So this is a freebie that I have that you can grab. I'll link it down below. And with this, there's little petals that have different rhythms on it. And so you take the flower and you make a rhythm with, you know, whatever rhythms you want as the petals. You can use this as a center activity. You can laminate it and have them, you know, swap them out. You could also do it as a like craft situation where the kids glue it down to a piece of paper, or you could even have them make a rhythm and then write it on a piece of paper, and then make a new rhythm, write it on the piece of paper, so that they get a practice with also writing the rhythms as well. Lots of different things you can do, and that one's free, so check the link down below to grab it. All right, number two is spring themed composition. So this is my favorite way to incorporate like different seasons and holidays into the music room, is with these activities. Basically, you have a bunch of different words that are spring themed, and you can have the kids compose with them. You could also have them compose with the words and then figure out the rhythms underneath. So like flower might be Titi. You could also have kids use the ones that already have the rhythms on them. You could also put the rhythms on them and do it that way. You can grab the ones from my TPT shop that are ready to go and use those. They have the ones with the rhythms, ones without the rhythms. There's small sizes and big sizes, so you have lots of different options for what you can do. So you can use the big ones and just have them like compose and play on instruments. Or you can have little ones and have them compose like, you know, small with the little boards so that they can practice different meters and stuff like that. So really simple, really easy. It's like a print and go situation and really fun. You could also use that as a craft if you wanted to glue those down and hang them out in the hallway as well. Number two is to practice solfege with some different like spring themed manipulatives. So if you are a person who is really into like mini erasers, grab some mini erasers that are flowers, that are bees, that are all that kind of stuff, and use those to make some different solfege compositions. If you're not into that, I have fallen in love with the acrylic vase fillers on Amazon. They have them for all different seasons. I currently have pumpkins and snowflakes. I need something for spring, and so I use those for mine, and I like them because they're hard, so they're not breakable like mini erasers are, and you can have kids compose different patterns with those. If you don't want to spend any money, then you can just use some pictures that you print off the internet, and that works just fine too. Just cut them out, maybe laminate them and then cut them out, and then have the kids use those to compose their, you know, solfege compositions or decode a song or anything like that. Number three is actually spring write the room. So spring write the room was my first write the room, so I very much love it. I also typically use this spring write the room because it is, you know, springtime is the end of the school year, and I like to use this as a review. It's great for getting the wiggles out if you do want kids moving around the room. Basically, you have cards up on the walls, and the kids walk around and write the answers to the cards on their papers. So rhythms, and you copy the rhythms, or you have them play the rhythms, or you can have them do solfege and like look at the notes on the staff and write the letters of the solfege notes, or you can have the solfa on the or you can have the solfa on the wall and have them put the notes on the staff. You can also use this at centers if you want them to stay at a center. Just have them all down on the floor. I like hula hoops to kind of keep everything like together. So I just put them all on the hula hoop, and the kids just flip through and like, all right, here's number 3, and they write it down. So it's not walking around the room, but it still works just fine as a centers activity for write the room. I have a lot of freebies in this one because I also have a free write the room activity, so I'll link that one down below if you want to try it out for free. You can use it and, you know, see if you like it, see what you think. Use it for centers, or use it, you know, having all around the room, whichever way you want. Next up is Vivaldi's Spring Listen and Draw. So if you have a CD player, or if you have, even if you have technology, you can play the song Vivaldi's Spring and have kids draw pictures to go along with it that are inspired by his piece. This is a really simple and fun activity that I love to do, especially like if I go in the classrooms. I'll do this one a lot because it's really simple. You can do it with any different piece of music, but it's really fun to do it with ones like Spring because you know that, oh, it's gonna be like a springtime thing. So we do the spring song, listen to it, color a picture that goes along with that. And then you have a fun activity that's a listening activity, which is a little bit different because I typically go with like rhythm or melody in my centers. So I like to have something to switch it up every now and then. Number 5 is flower meter sort. So this one looks kind of similar to the rhythm composition, but instead it has, every petal has different numbers. Every petal has different numbers of beats, and so you have to sort the petals onto the flower that they match. So you can do this in the centers, again, laminate them and have them go for it. You can print out a whole bunch and have them do it as a craft. So you can print it in black and white and then have them color them. Like lots of different things that you can do with that one, and it really helps the kids to work on how many beats per measure they have. We've been working a ton on time signatures with my 4th graders this year. I feel like that's the only thing we've learned, but you know, if they've learned something, then I'm doing something, right? Right. And lastly is another one that you're gonna wanna get from my TPT shop, and that is color by note. So color by note is exactly what it sounds like. You have pictures, the kids color the notes that they see. I have spring themed ones that are solfege, so like you color, you know, so me, you color red. And then I also have ocean themed rhythm ones that you can check out. So I'll link both those down below. This is actually my favorite thing to put in a center because it's something that the kids can turn in so you can see if they can identify them or not. It's very simple for them to do. You don't need to like explain it. So if this is, you know, their 3rd or 4th center and they've already forgotten all the directions to all the things that you said, it's easy for them to do because they look at it and they're like, oh, hey, so me is red, great. And then they go for it. This one is really fun as well because kids love coloring, and again, it's kind of my go-to for everything. Centers, for sub plans, for just really anything that I need. So love those, and I will link some sets that are ready to go down below in the description. All right, friends, that's a couple of different spring themed centers activities you can use in the elementary music room. I would love to hear what you would add to these. Maybe like, I was thinking of adding like singing spring themed folk songs that you've already taught the kids, but I didn't know how that would go over, so I left that one out. But if you've tried that, let me know down below. I look forward to seeing what you've got. Also, if you haven't already, make sure that you click the link down below to get that centers freebie guide so that you can get all the different centers ideas to use in your classroom. I'll see you next time. Bye.